morning to you, and welcome to another edition of Music on Mondays. I'm Craig Simmons, Minister of Music here at First Congregational Church in Greenwich. Today I'd like to share some of my thoughts on the current events that have unfolded in our world recently. To say that last week was one of the most difficult weeks in my life, and probably yours as well, would be an understatement. On top of physical distancing, being apart from our biological, chosen, and church families, and the protests around the world from the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis, it all made for an emotional week. The next thoughts I will share, I put on my Facebook this past week, and here are those thoughts. Growing up outside of Detroit, being too young to understand the race riots of the late 1960s, I saw the inequality that existed in the area when I attended Wayne State University in the city of Detroit. I looked the other way more times than I should have, but I saw what was going on. Not excusing my behavior at all, I'm apologizing for anything that may have led to injury or anguish because I didn't do or say anything. Black lives matter. Because I've been at a loss for words or comments, or feeling that anything I might do isn't enough, I will do better. To use a phrase from a conductor, or probably many of them, and changing one word, listen louder than you talk. That original word was sing. Sing, listen louder than you sing. And it implies that if you're singing louder than those around you, you're probably not fitting well into the fabric of the ensemble, or listening to how your voice fits in with those around you. An appropriate analogy for life. I will listen more, not only to the words of those around me, but of those I don't know, those who are on the fringe, those whose words make me uncomfortable, those whose lives feel threatened just by being. Today, I urge you to step outside of your comfort zone to read or listen or watch anything that you find if you search on the internet for what can white allies do. In that search, there are numerous ways to do more for our Black friends and family members. As our guest preacher yesterday, Reverend Adele Crawford, admonished us, do something in whatever form that might be for you. Music has a way of reaching us that mere words cannot. Singing brings the best of those worlds together. Today, I'll leave you with two songs I've had the opportunity to sing over the years that have touched me deeply. The first is We Shall Overcome, and it is an arrangement by my good friend Tom Trenny from First Plymouth Church in Lincoln, Nebraska, who was here in October and shared his ministry with us. The song had its origins from the Charles Albert Tindley gospel hymn, I'll Overcome Someday, first published in 1900. It was a favorite of Pete Seeger's and was heard regularly in his shows. During the civil rights movement in the late 50s, it became that movement's unofficial anthem. The second song is by another gospel composer, Andre Crouch. Through It All was written in 1971. Andre was the son of a mother and father pastor-parent team and began his music ministry when they were hired for a very rural congregation which had no musicians. May the words of both these songs guide you through this week and the months and years to come.
many tears and sorrows. I've had questions for tomorrow. There's been times I didn't know right from wrong. But in every situation, God gave me blessed consolation, that my trials come to only make me strong. Through it all, through it all, oh, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all. Yes, those precious lonely hours, Jesus lets me know that I am all his own. Through it all, through it all, oh, I've learned to trust. Through it all. For the mountains, and I thank him for the valleys. I thank him for the storms he's brought me through. For if I'd never had a problem, I wouldn't know God could solve them. I'd never know what faith in God could do. Through it all, depend